Welcome to the Broke Book Girls podcast. We're Anne and Bree, and this podcast is going to be your go-to destination for indie reads. We highlight incredible indie authors, explore new worlds, and introduce you to books that you won't find anywhere else. Tune in for your next read, a laugh, and a share in the joy of finding your home. Hello and welcome to the Broke Book Girls podcast, your go-to destination for indie reads, the podcast that is good for the soul but bad for your TBR. We're Anne and Bree, and today we have an extra special guest with us today. But before we jump into that, Bree, what are you currently reading?
Well, believe it or not, I'm currently reading Forget Me Not by Elle Ashwell. I have been persevering through my slump and through the last couple of weeks, so I pull it out. I was standing at the zoo waiting for my friends the other day, and I was standing there just reading, and I didn't realise that they were there until they were in front of me, and I'm like, oh.
Hi!
At least we weren't in the zoo. That's the main thing.
Yeah.
And
nice.
What are you reading?
Well, I'm currently reading These Hearts We Shatter by Shannon Arlier. This is a fantasy romance. It's the sequel to This Deceit of Ours. But I also just finished In Full Bloom by Elle Ashwell, which was my first cowboy romance. So it was a lot of fun. Really, really enjoyed it. And yeah, lots of reading going. July was a bit of a slumpy month, but we're getting through it.
I did like 2 books in July.
Oh, that was a big slump.
Huge slump.
Yeah, and we have the wonderful Elle Ashwell, or Lynda, joining us today. So, Elle, what are you currently reading?
So I haven't actually started it yet, but my next read is Stubborn Puck Boy by Eden Finlay and Saxon James. It's the 9th in the series. Hockey romance.
Ooh.
I don't actually know what it's about. I think it's a player and a coach, and it's been like 17 years of them. I don't know. But anything.
I think hockey might be involved.
Yeah, maybe.
Just a wild, theory. Just there might be some hockey involved.
Book 9 in a series? That's dedication.
That's a lot of books.
Yeah. Like if Saxon James writes it, I'm reading it. So
yeah, nice.
Whatever it's about, I'm in.
Alrighty, so now that you've introduced what you're currently reading, let us tell us who you are, what you write, and everything about you.
Okay. This is confusing because I'm kind of 2 people. I'm Lynda. I write contemporary young adult romances under the name Lynda Tomalin. And then I'm also Elle Ashwell, and I write New Zealand's take on a cowboy romance under that name. With the first one, In Full Bloom.
In Full Bloom. Amazing.
Great.
Yeah, that's so cool. I'm sure your hands are so full with just having 2 pen names. Like,
it's a lot.
I'm sure it is. I could. Yeah,
like I'm a mum of 3. Like I have a day job. I, have an.
Do you sleep?
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah, but I'm up. I'm at 5 in the morning.
I can barely deal with just me. I don't know how I'd be able to
deal with
all the things. Like, me is just enough with everything that's going on. But 2 different pen names, kids, work. Yeah, no, girl,
no.
Yeah, it can be a lot.
Alrighty, so we are going to be interviewing you about a bunch of different stuff today, but before we do that, we have our fun little game that we like to do just to get to know you a little bit. We've got our rapid fire questions, and this is Bree's first time asking the questions, which is very, very exciting. So the main premise, 60 seconds on the clock, and you answer these questions as quickly as possible, first thing that pops into your mind. Don't explain the questions or answers to us. Just go. We've
only
got
have 60
50.
seconds.
Yeah, you've only got 60 seconds. I think the quickest someone did it was in 59, so maybe we can beat that today. So I'm going to get a timer going. Are we ready?
I'm ready. Are you ready?
Yes.
3, 2, 1, and go.
Favorite book?
Letters to the Lost, Red, White, and Royal Blue, Romantic Fuckboy. There's 3.
Favorite food?
Pardon?
Favorite food?
Ice cream.
Spice or no spice in books?
Spice.
Sweet or savoury?
Sweet.
Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Villain or hero?
Hero.
Kindle or physical?
Kindle.
Lots of garlic or not lots of garlic?
Garlic. Garlic, garlic, garlic.
Ice drink or hot drink?
Spiced.
Romance or thriller?
Romance.
Comedy or mystery?
Comedy.
Morning or night?
Morning.
Movies or TV shows?
Movies.
Call or text?
Time.
Almost.
Almost there.
But now we got to
I was
know.
like, I was glitching.
Oh, no.
I think.
But I mean, you answered the favorite book question so fast. No one does that. So that's a win.
Training for
You were ready. I think the only other person who was truly ready for it was Zoe.
Yeah.
Because she's a long-time listener, first-time caller. I know what's happening here.
Yeah.
Which I think is when we decided that we needed to shake up the list and how we do the order of the questions, so that people don't know what's coming first. And Anne, I've also just realised we've never done those questions to each other, so we may need to at some point.
That's a good, yeah. But then, have 2 separate lists so we don't know what questions come up. I like it.
I realised yesterday, I was sitting there like, we've never actually asked each other those questions. We should probably do that at some point.
Yeah, probably.
You know all about that.
We know nothing of... No, that's not...
We're mysterious.
We don't want anybody to know who we are besides the fact that our faces are on the internet, our voices are on the internet.
We do some weird shit on the internet.
We don't do weird shit on the internet. Let's just disclaim that we don't do weird shit.
We dance to Wii music.
That's about as weird as it gets.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe.
I don't know. Everyone's definition of weird is different, so...
Well, there is that too.
I think we're pretty normal.
Yeah, I think so too. Alrighty, let's start digging into these questions. Bree, what's your first question?
Alrighty. So, cowboy romance. I'm going to start off with this. What inspired you to make a cowboy romance based in New Zealand?
So, I grew up watching McLeod's Daughters. The Aussie drama, and it was just, I was a horse girl. That was just, I loved it. The romance of it, and there are moments on that show that still haunt me. I'm still traumatized by them. And I didn't even really know that cowboy romance as a genre was a thing when the idea first came to me. Because Katie and Dallas, they turned up in my brain years ago. And I just had this image of that first scene where she's sitting in the bar and back in this town she doesn't want to be in, and this guy that thinks he's a bit of a cowboy comes up and starts chatting to her, and she's like, oh, I don't want to be here. But back then I was very much in the midst of writing the YA, and this book definitely was never going to fit in there. It was just a fun thing that I was playing with on the side when I was frustrated with what I was writing. the reason it's set in New Zealand is because I don't want to do research about somewhere else in the world.
That's fair.
That is like
That's
there's
so
a lot
fair.
That is so like, you know. Also, we need more books based in New Zealand. Like, let's be
100%.
honest here. There's too much in America.
Like, yeah, and I mean, obviously, we don't really have like a typical cowboy here, you know. But we can. There's creative license. We can have some fun with it, and
Yeah.
people love that it's in New Zealand, and I'm talking about I don't know, like onion soup dip and
Look, all the my
Spotlight.
favorite,
Big spotlight.
and getting your Kiwi slang chucked in there as well.
It's always so fun.
I feel so seen because I'm like, this is how I talk.
I don't feel like I've leaned like really heavily into it, and I have had some like comments and reviews, which I know I'm not supposed to look at, but I do sometimes, and being like I wish there was more Kiwi slang, but then like the next review was like, I love how much Kiwi slang there is. So yeah,
to each their own. Yeah, yeah.
You should just do a
I'm
book
just having
that is
fun
just fully Kiwi slang and throw everybody off.
Like that How to Dad video where he tries to explain the Kiwi slang with Kiwi slang. My partner showed me that when I first moved here, and I was just sitting there like, what? What is he even saying? I don't understand.
It's so funny having a friend, an American friend living in New Zealand, and he always makes fun of, he always goes, so like, he's like, so yeah, nah, well, like, and then he tries, it's so funny just listening to him use the Kiwi slang. I'm like, I'm not sure you're using that. I sit there thinking, I'm not sure you're saying that right, and he's probably going to listen to this and go, I'm saying it right, and I'll be like, no, you're not. You're too American for Kiwi slang, my dude. He also tries to do a Kiwi accent.
Oh no.
Benjamin, please stop. Putting it out there now. Don't try to do it.
Yeah, Ben. Stop it right now. Foreigner to foreigner. Let's stop it.
We'll tell him when he comes on the podcast.
Yes.
And your question.
What inspired you to become an author?
it was just, I don't know. It's just who I am. Like, there's a real like base part of me that is like, you are meant to write stories. And like, I remember when I was like 6 or 7, sitting at my mum's work with her typewriter, like writing, it was essentially fan fiction of the Silver Brumby, which, you know, Australian horse series. Sitting there. And I was very little. So I've always written, and then I actually, when I left high school, I became a journalist because I wanted to write. But it turns out I was not a very good journalist because I didn't like getting into all the like nitty gritty. I just wanted to write nice stories about people.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then life happened. I was only a journalist for a very short amount of time. And then I'd always just been playing with different stories and nothing would work. And then one day they started working. Once I started trying to write YA, that was where it kind of worked. But yeah, like being an author is just who I am, I think.
Yeah, I love that.
It's like DIY. It's in your DNA.
Yeah. On DIY anything, I can write a book.
Exactly.
Yeah. If you can write a book, you can do anything nowadays. Like, writing a book just sounds so stressful.
I mean, there's stress to it, but it's also really fun.
Yeah, that too.
The more I do, the more stressed I get about it. The first few, I was just like having a good time. The first one I ever wrote was really hard to get through. And then once I'd written it, I was like, I could do this. Like, once I'd finished a draft, it was like I knew how to do it. And so it hasn't really been a problem since. I still have like massive writer's block and dramatic meltdowns. send 10-minute voice notes to a friend having a spiral. And she's like, cool, you're right on track.
Yeah, we were talking to Courtney Clark Michaels, and she was saying with every book she writes, she hits the 60% mark, and she's like, it needs to go in the bin. Like, that's it. Like, it's done. And, like, that's the point. Yeah, set it on fire. I'm done. But that's just her process of going through it.
I told everybody I was throwing 62,000 words in the bin and completely starting again. And I was very public about it. And then I ended up just pretty much rewrite, like using entirely what I had in the first place. Wasn't embarrassing at all.
But it's a process. You got to go through the process.
And during that process, I had my tantrum over it and was like, I'm just going to step away for like a week. And in that process, that's what kicked me off actually committing to publishing my next young adult book. So like the universe was working there.
Yeah, I like that. You need to have a meltdown to get that clarity of like, no, I actually can do this.
I always have those. It's always around the 10,000 word mark for me where I'm like, why am I even bothering? I don't know how to write a book. And then, yeah, like the third act drama comes and I'm like, no. Want that middle section where they're happy and having fun.
I don't want the trauma.
Yeah.
Oh no. So you said McLeod's Daughters was a big kind of thing for you. I mean, what else kind of inspired you to write the Wildflower Ridge series?
So the idea, like, because Katie and Dallas had been bouncing around for a while, and then we actually went down to, gosh, I can't even remember where it is. In the Wairarapa, there's, I can't remember the name of the town we went to, but we went down there for my husband competes in 4-drive trialing, which means we go to some really like removed parts of the country. We're not going to cities to go and do this. We go out to like really, really remote areas. And we were driving home from one of those, and I just spent the whole drive. It was like coming on dusk and all the, scenery and that drive home, which I don't know, it was about 6 hours till we stopped for the night. Anyway, I plotted like the whole 5 books, like not necessarily who everyone was going to be, but I was like, this is what I'm going to do. It's going to be this farm and everyone's going to be based there. I got home and the whiteboard behind me, I did the whole like murder board with all the...
If you think about it, technically it was murder to your sanity.
Yeah, totally.
So it's a murder board.
And I had, so on that I had like books 1 through 5, who the characters were, how they all related to each other, and like what their main kind of trope was going to be. So and then we just jumped in.
Nice. I love that.
Like that was pretty much it. We just jump in head first. Okay.
Close your eyes, block your nose.
Yeah.
Do a flip.
Don't do a flip. It's been like...
Don't do a flip. You especially don't do a flip, Bree. You'll probably hurt yourself.
Look, I dislocated my knee at work sitting. I turned around in my chair. I just put something in the bin, and then I turned around to wheel my chair back, me sitting in it, and then there was this pop and a crunch, and I'm sitting there, and then one of our new nurses, like, she just turns around, and I'm sitting there like, and she's like, "Was that you?" And I'm like, "Yeah." So I can't do a flip.
Well, I also hurt myself on Thursday. I put my back out at work, so we're just a duo. Yeah. Me and you, Bree.
We can't do flips here. We're not allowed to.
I can't do
Yeah, we're going to see the three of us. We're
Right. Well,
just not flipping worth it.
so you mentioned that you're writing two different separate stories with two different pen names. How do you balance it all?
I don't.
The brutal honesty. No.
I mean, you want the real story.
I mean, yeah.
I really don't. So I released my first YA the start of 2023, and I fairly quickly followed it up with the second, which was also that in 2023. And then last year I released one in August, so it's coming up to its anniversary. And then I pretty much just stopped doing anything with my YA. just it all fell over. I had a health drama. I just wasn't like in the state of mind with where my health was at. Like I had really bad endo. And so like I just had massive fatigue and I was a mess. And then I got like sucked into Wildflower Ridge, and it's just too hard to balance. So I don't do it well.
Yeah.
I try.
I'm sure you'll find a rhythm at some point.
Yeah, and like the book that I'm releasing, the young adult book that I'm releasing later this year, I actually drafted that years ago, so it's just been kind of sitting there.
Yeah.
All I had to do was tidy it up, do final edits, and get a cover made. Really. But I don't know how I'm going to then find time to like draft something entirely new, and whether I can even draft, whether I can still write YA. We'll see.
All you can do is try, and if the kids, if you're writing it and you're like, this is so not YA, you can just chuck a smut scene in there and go, hey, look.
I mean,
I'm branching out.
I think I should be able to do it, and I have characters in mind that I want to use for it. And I have teenage daughters. They want to read it.
Yeah.
So they're quite good motivators because they come home from school and they're like, so-and-so wants to know when you're next publishing a book that they can read. Because they have marriage, and I said that's up to their parents. So I'm staying out.
The next book you can read is in like 10 years.
Yeah.
When you're a grown-up.
Yeah.
And legally make your own decisions.
Yeah.
But then I guess even if you struggle to write the YA, you still have now that like you can fall back on your Elle Ashwell, like the Wildflower Ridge. So you're kind of not just like screaming into a void of I can't write this book anymore and I've got nothing else to bring to the table. Yeah. So you're kind of lucky in that way, but also the balance is also all over the place.
I started Elle Ashwell because YA is a really hard sell. Like, because you're not connecting directly with a reader. The 14-year-olds aren't on Bookstagram. Or I haven't found them anyway.
Hopefully.
And so you're trying to sell to parents to buy books for their kids or grandparents, but also they're not often on Bookstagram. So yeah, they're going to bookshops to buy books, which is like, just there's so much. So I was like, Elle Ashwell will hopefully be easier to build some momentum and, give the career a bit of a push. And I want to write YA because I love having these books available for teenagers in the YA space. So that's like close to my heart, but I do Elle Ashwell. I mean, I love it as well, but that's more the career plan.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm making any sense. But...
No, it does make sense.
It makes sense.
There was some thought in there. I didn't really just go, let's write cowboys. Woo! There wasn't.
It's a strategic plan to make money. Like, realistically,
with a perk of
writing fun cowboys.
Yeah. I mean, you don't be an author to be rich.
No.
No, but you do want to be compensated for the work that you're putting in.
Yeah, like my long-term goal is to write full-time. So I had to do what was going to get me there.
Yeah, 100%.
But I'm also having the best time doing it. Except when I'm like,
Good.
throwing 62,000 words in the bin. Trying.
A bit dramatic about it.
You are entitled to
Being like, oh, it's all fine. That meme that's like, everything's fine, I've just got to be dramatic about it first.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's me.
I love it.
I think that's everyone in this call right now.
100%.
I'm self-aware that I am the drama.
Exactly. Well, it's fine. It's fine.
If you're aware of it, it's not an issue.
Exactly. You're self-aware. There's a level of growth that comes from that awareness of I am the drama, and that's okay.
I'm only my own drama, so.
There you go. See, it's fine. It's absolutely fine. With your Wildflower Ridge, considering you've got Forget Me Not coming out very soon, and I have to say,
It's like 4 days.
it's so good. It's gonna be, everyone who reads it's gonna love it. This is the third one. Who has been your hardest story to write out of the three?
This third one.
Oh.
They made me work so hard for it. In saying that, I was drafting it back in December. And like December is just chaos at the best of times.
Yeah.
And I just remember being like, I'm never drafting in December again.
Fair enough.
Yeah, and they did really make me work for it. It's funny because like I knew exactly what their story was going to be. Yeah, it was just harder.
What was it that was it the trope? Was it just the characters?
I don't even know. I think Hunter is just Hunter. Like he's just a bit stubborn. And he didn't really want to let me in. And then he did, and I was just like, I love you so much.
I mean,
the others weren't, like Flynn was just he just came out.
I already love him, and I've only read book 1. So I'm so excited for 2.
He was so adorable, and I was reading him, and I just fell in love. And I was like, protect
so
this man at all freaking costs.
It's also second chance romance for me is a trope I struggle with to read. Because for me, getting that perfect balance of like something big enough to tear them apart, but something that can be redeemed, and like how all that fits together. So I feel like there was a bit of pressure on that. And also like how much everybody's loving the series. I think it adds more pressure the further you go along. Because I'd written Coming Up Roses, I think, before In Full Bloom was ever published. Like I worked quite a way in advance. So yeah.
And there's always, when like book 1 or book 2 is already out and then you're releasing the third or whatever, there's always that expectation to be just as good or if not better than the previous, especially when people are loving the series. It's always so hard with that pressure on top of you, I guess.
Yeah. And like this one does go a little bit away from the cowboy, because like neither of them technically work on the land or anything. Like this, it's set around the farm and there's horse moments in it and stuff, but so there's like that expectation too, and there's always the added expectation of what everyone wants. And I think that's also why I'm struggling with book 4 is like, is this what everybody else is going to want?
Mm.
And then I kind of went, actually, it doesn't matter because I've got to write what I want.
Exactly, that's the main
Yeah,
thing.
exactly.
Don't think about, you're not writing for us, you're writing for you. These are your stories that you want to tell, and you tell them however you want to tell them, as long as the characters cooperate.
Yeah.
I was reading
yeah.
Hunter. You can tell that he is coming across. He comes across as a stubborn little ass. you can tell. You can really tell his personality. You can really each character is so different, which is so good to be able to read all the characters as like you can tell they've all got different personalities. But Hunter does come across as like, I'm going to fight you if you don't tell me the information.
He's got concrete in his head, that man. Like,
he took taking a concrete pill to literally.
Yeah, and I think too, with like you're worried about moving away from the cowboys and stuff. I don't think people are reading it necessarily for the cowboys. They're reading it for the characters that they already know and love. That's why we read interconnected standalone. So I don't think it would be too much of an issue if it does move away from that.
Yeah,
not everyone is a hot farmer.
I'm like, I see one, discussion online about what determines a cowboy romance, and I'm like,
look, as long as there's cows and there's boys, you're fine.
Yeah, cowboys. There we go.
Or
like there is some
boys. You can have cowgirls. As long as there's a cow somewhere. That's all I care.
Did we even see a cow in book 1? No, we did. We did. They talked about going to see the cows.
It's just
definitely cows.
There are cows involved. It's fine.
I don't know if there is a cow in book, but there is a horse at one point.
Yes. Well, horses count too.
Cowboys ride horses. Save a horse, ride a cowboy.
There we go.
Oh dear.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, next question. I know we've probably already talked a little bit about this, but which is harder to write, YA or adult? I know it's like...
YA is harder, and I've just talked about like how much pressure and expectation there is on Wildflower Ridge, but it's worse for YA. For me, I mean, this is just... but I feel like there's a real pressure to represent issues well in YA. Whereas in adult romance, like obviously you want to treat things, well and with respect, but when you're writing books for teenagers, I just feel like there's this pressure to really get it right and not be like screwing up young minds or something.
Yeah, that makes sense. Whereas the adults who are reading your books, you generally presume that they are like sane. So the stuff that happens within a book, they can kind of compartmentalize and deal with their own shit.
Mine is like the fluffy end of spicy romance. Like people who are reading my books are also reading some really dark romance. So if they're handling that, like they're fine with mine.
100%.
We have a dark romance reader right here.
Yeah. Well, it's not me. I'm like far away from it.
I have got a couple
So's
of
Bree.
romance. Yeah, I'm the when I got the opportunity to read a Flynn story, I was like, cowboy, fluffy, happy, light, and now I've got a couple of dark romances that I need to read, and I'm looking at them on my shelf going, I'm scared. I'm terrified.
I love it. I have a friend and she's like, I loved this book. It was so good. It was amazing. And I'm like, oh yeah, what is it? She's like, don't worry, you'll hate it.
That's me talking to Bree.
Yeah. I was like, how come you never told me about this book you've been raving about? She's like, because you would hate it. I look it up and I'm like, you're right.
Yeah. This is not
Nope, not for me.
I like my light, fluffy golden retrievers.
Don't get me wrong, I do love that too, but I also like the darker side of things. But
I can't
Flavor.
even like enemies to lovers. So.
I love enemies to lovers.
Oh.
In a fantasy session.
See, I can barely read fantasy because it's too stressful.
That's fair enough. That is
I was talking to
honestly-
Zoe about it because I was like, "How stressful are your books?" Like,
I
and
think
she's
book
like,
3 is more stressful than the rest of them.
yeah.
And we learned never to.
I mean, there's like...
there's too much like
Yes.
to people's lives.
No, that'll be fun.
I feel like Zoe's books, like, although they're fantasy romance and there's a lot happening, they also have this like cozy feel to them, and I don't know why. Like, it just feels like coming home reading those. But yeah, I love Zoe.
Zoe, but yeah, that's how they would feel.
Yeah. Hi, Zoe.
Yeah, they
know
really
you're
do.
listening.
Hi Zoe, we love you.
I get to see her in a couple of weeks, and I'm very excited.
Yes, because you're all
Jealous.
gonna be in Auckland, and I will be at work, so I will not see Zoe.
And I will be in Kerikeri.
Look at us.
Being adults.
No thanks.
Yeah, boo.
Overrated.
I just want to stay at home and read all day. Why can't I do that?
Yeah, that's the dream. One of the dreams. One of the many, many dreams. I'd like to be able to concentrate. I'd like to be able to write. I'd like to be able to read.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And bake. I'd love to bake. I just like to bake. I just want to cook. Then I'll be happy. I really should have just gone and been a baker. Why did I go and be a nurse? I'm so
Should have
overrated.
just been a stay-at-home mum.
That, you know, maybe one day.
As someone who was a stay-at-home mum for a while.
Yeah, you probably don't have enough time to do any of that.
Yeah.
No. I also would lose the plot, and I need to be able to jab people. And
There we go again.
Yay! Just normal things that I talk about on a daily basis. Stabbing people legally, setting things on fire.
There's the
One
fire
of
reference.
There's a fire. Okay, to our listeners, you guys need to make a bingo card for every time.
I am literally going to make this bingo card and post it on our Instagram. I have to.
Please do. It needs to be done, and whoever gets bingo gets to come on the podcast. I don't know. We'll force you onto the podcast. So, what was it that got you bingo? What was your 5 in a row? How unhinged did we get for you to get to this point? Okay. What has been the best part about publishing?
People I've met. 100%. Readers, other authors, just so many people in the book world. Like, some of my best friends now are people I met through, like, social media, because I go there to talk about books. And yeah, like, some of the author friends I have, it's just crazy to think that like I get to be friends with these people. I'm like, starstruck.
Yeah. That's the same on our side too, I think. Just being like people who talk about books on the internet, like the amount of friends that we've made, and then having the opportunity to talk to authors like you and setting up a podcast and doing all this stuff is just the people. Although there is some people that I would rather not deal with, but I just stay away from them and stay on my side of the internet. But yeah, the people are definitely a big win.
Yeah, and like that moment when you get like someone in your DMs screaming like all caps, like message after message after message after message. Best feeling.
Yeah.
Like, you know, when you've destroyed someone utterly. It's like, oh, it's so good.
Oh, you're one of those too who likes hurting people.
I don't do it on purpose. And I hurt myself.
You know,
my husband came home one day and I'm sitting on the couch bawling my ass out. What's wrong? hurt my characters. It's fine.
You know who you should talk to? You should talk to Celia.
I would actually love to watch you read Celia's books and see how much she could destroy you, because you were saying books are stressed like that those sort of books are stressful. It would be so interesting.
Considering
Too delicate.
so we both beta read book 3 for Celia, and Celia both had us both, like, she got a video from me, like, sobbing, going, "You bitch," and Anne was in her DMs like, "Motherfucker."
Just crying. Like, how dare you do this to me?
I used to be able to read books like that, and I just can't anymore. I'm just too tired for the emotional toll.
That's so valid.
Yeah, when you read like a rough book that's like made you feel all the emotions, you feel exhausted afterwards and you just need to go for a nap.
You just sit there and stare at the wall, like, just
yeah, that too.
Just
like beta reading that book, I was just, because I was reading it on my phone, I was sitting there and I was all good, and then I just burst into tears, and my, like, loudly sobbing, and my partner just kind of like looks at me on the other side of the couch. He's like, "You were just fine 2 seconds ago," and I'm like, "This stupid book." But it's so good, and everyone should read it when it comes out in November.
Just read things.
Just read things. I was reading it on my computer, so that way I'd have it open here, and then I could have my phone and be like, "You motherfucker!
Yeah.
Why would you do this to me? I hate you. I love you, but I hate you." I love just being emotionally traumatized. I've been traumatized enough. What's a little bit more trauma?
Yeah, just adding more flavor.
Exactly. Yeah. Look, there's a reason why I'm so funny. The trauma is just tax that you got to pay to be hilarious.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah. No. I'm not often wrong, and even when I am, I'm just right in disguise.
Why do you think it's important to feature mental health themes and issues in your YA stories?
So when they, like, the age-old writing advice is write what you know. And so the first book I actually ever wrote was Flying and Falling, which was the second one I published. But I knew horses and I knew about being depressed. So that's what I wrote.
Yeah, I mean...
And it's just such a huge part of people's lives. And yeah, for people to be able to read a book and connect with somebody else's experience makes them feel not quite so alone. You know, just to know that it is just can be a normal thing, that it can have, you can have a happy ending from it. There was kind of a period in YA where everything was very sad. You know, like it was suicides and teens dying of cancer, or it was like really
that bloody goddamn book. Oh my god.
We love you, John Green. Come on. No, please don't.
It's me here sobbing, talking about The Fault in Our Stars. Oh my god.
Yeah. That book. Yeah. And so, yeah, I was like, just because you're having a really hard time doesn't mean it can't get better. But I also didn't want to, like, make kissing the cute boy fix all the problems either.
Yeah.
And it's, like, mental health has just been such a big part of who I am that it's easy, I guess, to draw on that experience and put it into my characters. Or
it's so prevalent nowadays, and there's so many people dealing with it that it's really important that people see themselves within these stories.
I think for me, having actually worked in mental health as well, and I think having had that, besides lived experience, and then also working in that area, and then I read books and I go and see all this mental health, it makes me really happy for some very sick, twisted reason. Because I look at it, it sounds worse
Makes
than it
sense.
is, but it. I look at it and I go, it's like it doesn't normalize it for people, but it does make it more, people more as like, this isn't just me going through this. Like, yes, this is a fictional character, but I can relate to how they're feeling and what they're going through. And when it's in media, like the more we see it in media, the more normal it is to talk about it.
Yeah.
Which is such a big thing these days, because I think, especially since COVID, we are more aware of mental health, our own mental health, and mental health of the people around us. So it's really good to see it in the books and see it just out in so many different ways. So it's not just one way. It's like, oh yeah, this person has some anxiety. Oh, this person's really sad. It's like, no, actually, this person has crippling anxiety with depression, and they can't leave the house.
Yeah. I think it's good too, even for those teens who don't have mental health issues or anything going on, but they have friends who they can see are struggling. So they kind of get an insight if their friends not opening up to them, and they can kind of know, like, oh, like maybe I just need to be there for them a little bit more or whatever. I think that's really, really important.
And reading has been proven to build so much empathy in people. And so even if they can't relate themselves, that's like why reading diversely and stuff is so important, that you can learn about those other experiences and build that empathy and all of those important things. So I also really like delving into how it affects people in different ways. Like when you look at Dallas in Full Bloom, he had a traumatic thing that happened in his life and he dealt with it in one way, and then Abby, who also experienced the exact same thing, and how that affected her. And that they're quite different, and it's just how it's like, one person picking up a book and then a different person picking up the same story and getting something completely different from it. Like, I just find that really fascinating how human nature does that, and everyone has that different experience.
So. I love that. Yeah.
So good.
So good.
I sounded smart for a minute.
we can go from sounding really dumb to really intelligent and like.
So brains are for.
I feel like I should know that none of this is what I'm actively thinking about when I write the books.
But then it just kind of makes like it can, you work it in and it feels natural. To work it in, you're not thinking, how do I incorporate this into what you're going. You think, you get your characters and they do live in your head. You have these little voices and you learn about them the more you write, and the more you write, the more you develop them, and you learn, oh, you actually do struggle with this. This is interesting. How do we show this in writing?
My characters run the show. I am literally just the one getting the words out of my head onto the typing.
Everything comes from master.
Yeah, I am just the puppet. Are the ones doing all the stuff, and I'm just along for the ride.
They're pulling the strings.
Yeah.
How have you found being an indie author in New Zealand?
That's a good question.
I've never really thought about it like from a New Zealand perspective.
I think we always hear about the American perspective and like the Australian perspective and like the UK, but they've got a whole different world. Whereas authoring in New Zealand is very different to what you experience out there. Because I mean, we're a lot more isolated. We don't have we have a large population, but we're not that large in comparison to other places. And there's just not a lot of resources as available or as readily available as you would get overseas.
It definitely presents challenges, like getting the reach. Like with my YA, I do what I think is fairly well in New Zealand. I cannot get it overseas. Like, I mean, I haven't sunk a lot of, I'm not posting on TikTok about it, because I just haven't got there yet. There's, limited number of hours in my day. So yeah, there's definitely like challenges of getting that reach, and I find it even with Wildflower Ridge is most of my readers are Australia and New Zealand. So yeah, like I do have some American readers, some in the UK, all over the world, but it's like the majority is still here. And then that you can listen to podcasts or research things, but you're right, everything comes kind of with an American lens where they have access to special editions and all of these events and things that they can go to, and we just don't have that. Like we have to fly to a different country to get access to a lot of these things. I mean, it's picking up in New Zealand, so hopefully that continues. But in saying that, like, our community here is amazing, and I love that. And like the indie author community here is so supportive and generous and like wonderful, and I love it. I've given myself goosebumps.
I will say, like, the community in New Zealand is it's growing every day. Like, there are more people who are becoming indie authors and publishing and writing and getting their stories out, and it's so amazing to just see all this potential and everything coming in, and all the books in my Kindle, and I'm sitting there going,
I can't.
And it's so cool. Yeah, it's crazy. Like all of a sudden, it's just gone from being on Bookstagram and seeing all of these American and Australian stuff, and then all of a sudden, there's all these just Kiwi authors just coming out of the woodworks, and it's just so amazing. And we get to follow them like pretty much right from the beginning of their journey, and just follow them the whole way through, which I'm really enjoying as well. And I would say that the NZ book community is very close because we're so small. There's quite a few of us, but at the same time, we can probably, like, if we're at an event, we can recognize a lot of people just from the NZ book community, which I think is always cool.
Yeah, for sure. And like watching Kiwi authors like hit the big time. I love that so much. I mean, I love it for any author. Like seeing an indie author get their trad deal or be able to go full time, whatever their goal is, like to see them hitting those, it's so cool.
It's so exciting. Yeah,
so good. And it's just gonna get bigger, like with anything.
It is 100%.
And one day we may.
Alrighty,
but probably not.
Hey, you never know.
Maybe Anne.
Oh, shut up. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you joining me, so.
Hey, we just want to yap to everybody.
Yeah, fair enough. Who doesn't want to yap about books?
Right?
Exactly.
And get entertainment and book recommendations, and that's just, what else do you need in life?
Nothing.
Besides garlic.
Do you know that every author that we've interviewed has all said lots of garlic, and they are my people? Because I am a garlic fiend.
Only correct answer that we will accept.
Yeah, 100%. Like, I'm waiting for the day someone's like, no garlic, and my face will just be like...
I'll be like, you are... Right,
get off my podcast!
So now we're ending the podcast. Thanks for joining in for the world's shortest interview. So everyone...
New record!
I think I've met one person in my entire life who doesn't like garlic. So... like, everybody else is like garlic. So...
It's the correct
I will
answer.
await the day you have a person who doesn't like garlic.
No, we will be like, right, I'm ending the podcast. Thank you for your wrong opinion, but we're...
we're out.
This is how we know what kind of person you are.
You're a vampire, obviously. Alrighty, what gets you in the mood to write? What's your sort of writing routine?
I don't know. It's so people are like, I sit down and I like have this drink and I have the music and I'm like, I force myself out of bed. It's stupid o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And I there's probably I take my fluffy blanket. I have like a super fluffy blanket, and I sit not at my desk. Please don't tell my osteopath. And I do have I have a writing playlist for each book, and otherwise I just sit there and bash keys. But I also, being a mum, wrote most of my first 3 books on the notes app on my phone, sitting in the car outside the dance studio, waiting for my kids. So wherever there is time, if I'm on one of my self-imposed deadlines, I can switch it on and off, really. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's,
that's
it's
cool.
less
Yeah.
about getting in the mood and just being like, you must write.
I need to get this done. Yeah. Yeah. And that pressure works for a lot of people as
And
well.
I'm like, I write. Yeah. And it's like, I write every day, and that's just what works for me, because I will literally forget what I wrote yesterday. But
So
some
relatable.
authors, they will sit down and write like 10,000 words in 2 days and then not write for 2 weeks. That's absolutely not me. If I'm not constantly making myself do it, and when I do get blocked, I get the advice like, oh, just take a break. And I'm like, that's no. If I take a break, I will
Doesn't
never
work
go
for
back.
me. Yeah.
So, yeah.
But hey, that works for you. That's your routine.
And I mean, everyone has their own routine. And I know, like, Zoe makes herself sit down and do her chapters. Everyone, and like everyone, they like, some of them like to have candles and certain smells and a drink, or look like a gremlin in their Udis, just like, yes. Right,
and I think that
that's
it's so interesting to like talk to other authors and like see how their brains work.
Yeah.
And then and it is very much like figure out what works for you as an author, and don't be swayed by like everybody
all those
else's
like
noise.
TikToks and the Instagram reels of my writing routine, and they've got the candle and the like music and the mood lighting, and it's like that's not realistic for a lot of people, especially for a mom of 3 who has a full-time job, who also like has 2 pen names, so you're just squeezing it in when you can. And honestly, if I ever actually sit down and write my own, that will probably be me too, because I've got so many things that I need to do that I'll just be doing it on my notes app on my phone.
Yeah, and it very much got to the point. It's like, if I don't get words down before 7 in the morning, it's not happening. There's just no time. So it is up at 5, right till 7, get kids to school, day job, and then run around after kids all afternoon, and then crash out.
Yeah. So. Hey, it works for you. It's made you write, what, 6 books? You got this.
Yeah.
I like that. Let me just double check that real quick.
Yeah. 6 books comes out next week from when we're, filming. And then October, the 7th book comes out. And it's funny because I have people in real life being like, oh, so like, when's your next book coming out? And I'm like, oh, your number 7's coming out. And they're like, I thought you were like on 3.
When in October?
I actually don't know. There's a date. I do have a date. I just don't know in my brain when it is.
That's what calendars are for.
Fair.
Yeah. I have like very extensive like spreadsheets and calendars and
spreadsheets.
Oh my God. I love a spreadsheet. The spreadsheets are my favorite thing. You should see my word tracking spreadsheet.
Oh my gosh. I have a friend who loves spreadsheets, and I can't.
My word tracking spreadsheet will like turn boxes different colors if I've hit my like targets and if I haven't. I love a spreadsheet.
Hey, to each their own. We've all got our different methods
Yeah.
of being able to do things.
Yeah.
But like you can tell how organized she is just by the whiteboard in the background of like.
Oh yeah.
Oh, so
Yeah.
this is my to-do list for like, and there's more. Like every task I have to do is a sticky note, and like the
Yeah,
pink
it's like the
ones-
Kanban
yes, it's that.
way. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because I've been doing it almost 2 years now, I think,
Mhm.
and I was like drowning. And then I like learned about this method and like just made me be able to hold everything together.
Yeah, I'm still trying to find a way that works for me because I try all these different techniques and I still haven't gotten it down to one that I can stick with. But I'll get there eventually.
I just
Having
use
the visual
Mm.
thing, and
patterns.
so that, like I set one up every 3 months, and then when it's time to do that in that week, it's like in that middle section, and then down the bottom is what's been done.
Yeah.
And it's all a bit of a mess because I did this right as I was like, I need to rewrite an entire manuscript.
Yeah.
So all those pink ones up there, like, are done. They're actually gone.
Yeah.
I've just ignored them. And then I've got the blue ones are like my social media, and then my purple ones are getting ready for this YA book to come out.
Exciting.
Yeah. If it's in my brain, it will disappear. So we put it on the wall.
I mean, for me, if it's not on my calendar, it's not happening.
Oh yeah, my calendar is scary.
I
don't look at my calendar and that gets me in trouble.
Or I put something in the calendar and then I get a message from Anne. So what are we doing this? And I'm looking, I was like, what do you mean? She's like, you've put it in the wrong calendar. And I'm like,
I'm like, oh, you've got a barbecue this weekend? Am I invited?
we're going out for drinks tonight.
On the homepage of my phone, so that every time I open it, it's like, oh, this is what it's coming up.
Yeah.
I almost got the date for this wrong. So, oops.
Sorry,
I was sitting here at 4:00 going, where is everyone? And then I messaged Bree and I'm like, is it 4 or 5?
Definitely 5. I got a little thing that pops. Well, you can't even tell, but like right that little blot there comes up and it tells me what's on for the day. And sometimes I have to sit there and I scroll like, shit, I've overdone myself for this day. That's okay. And I'm dreading this week because I've got something on Tuesday and then Wednesday and then Thursday and then Friday and then Saturday and then Sunday now.
Oof. Busy.
And you know what my mum said? She's like, don't complain about being tired. I'm like, I will. I will complain about being tired.
I absolutely will.
I am entitled to complain. Oh my gosh, why did I have to do that?
Yeah.
Why? It's okay. I accept the consequences of my actions.
Yeah.
And I'll just blame everybody else. You said you wanted to do this. Why?
Yeah.
Who are your inspirations?
Ooh. Told you there would be questions that I'm just like blank on. Bridget Kimmerer,
yes,
who is a
love Bridget,
young adult author.
Love her books.
She's just switching to adult, actually. It's her book that was the moment where I was like, I can do this. So I picked up Letters to the Lost years ago. It's one of her contemporaries. And I loved it so much. And just like, I will read anything she writes now. But yeah, it was like that moment was like, this is what I can do. I can write young adult and like, instead of like whatever else I was trying to write that was not working. And then the other one would be Saxon James, which again, will read anything she writes. She's an Australian author, full-time author, like I don't even know how many books she's putting out this year. It might be 5. I think 2 are co-writes.
Yeah.
Don't quote me. Well, yeah, I could have this information wrong, and she's just like, I don't know, like, I can't
Living
even
the dream.
Yeah, and I just love, and I love her writing style, and just I want to be her when I grow up. I think I'm older than her. And I want to be her.
You're never too old enough to say, I want to be you when I grow up.
Yeah.
And frankly, I'm like completely obsessed with Courtney Clark Michaels. So
Yes.
she deserves it.
Oh, we love her.
We adore
The first time I saw her was at the Romance Writers Conference last year, and I knew nobody there. The first person I spoke to was actually Zoe, and so we were like hanging out. And then there's this woman walks in, and she's wearing a sequin jacket, and I'm just like, I need to know who she is. And I was too starstruck for the entire weekend to go and talk to her. And I was like, you cannot leave here without going and talking to her. And so as
She's
the conference
so
was
lovely.
closing, I was like, hi, I think we should be friends.
Love it.
That's it.
Very smooth. But
That's
she's
how
in
you
this
make
photo.
friends.
So.
Well, there you go.
I'm half tempted with you guys having the Auckland conference. I should just break my way in and be like, hi guys. You're all my friends. I just want to give everyone a big squish and then run. That's all I need to do. That's all I need to do.
Just stand outside the hotel in the morning. Like,
I'll find out where Zoe's staying.
And just like with the sign, like, author fangirl.
Like, let me hug you. I'll just get a boombox. Like, I'll be like really like 90s girl time.
do that polite catcalling.
Polite catcalling. Hey girl,
Yeah,
you
have
look
you
like
seen
you
the
write
guy?
a really good book.
I love your books.
You love
Show me the books.
Look, let's be honest. We should do that at Ages of Pages next year. Polite catcalling to authors. You look like you know how to write a romantasy.
One of my favorite things about being at Ages of Pages, and I was like against the wall, so I could see the whole room from where I was, and it was seeing people who clearly have been like online friends and seeing each other in person, whether for the first time or again, and they would run across the room to each other and be so excited to be in the same space. And I was listening.
Yeah, there was a point at Ages of Pages that me and my friends were all there, and we were all in a big group in like the middle of the hall, and one of the girls was like, holy shit, this is like the first time that we're all in this big group. And all of us like looked around at each other, screamed so loud that the whole hall just went silent, and then we all ran outside to take photos.
I just love that moment of when you're meeting your internet friends. When Zoe and I first properly met, it was for the Rebecca Yaros event, so she came up to Auckland to stay with me. We're not met in person, and she beat me home because I was still at work. So she beat me here, sitting downstairs with my flatmates yapping, and then she's like, I'm here, and I ran into the house, and I'm like, show me. I was so excited. And then, of course, proceeded to break my ankle, so bonded us for life.
Yeah.
And then, like, when I met Rosie at Armageddon last year, and there's just so many people that I would love to just give a big old squish to that I have not had a chance to yet. When I saw Abby, I think I did see Deanie at Armageddon, but, like, we didn't know each other then. So next time I see Deanie, I'm not gonna tackle her to the floor, but I'm gonna.
No, you are not.
I'm gonna gently. I would never do that. The only person I probably tackle is my brother, and apparently Zoe. But it's so exciting to see your people in person. It's like, oh my gosh,
also
you're not on a screen anymore.
Yeah, it's a bit disconcerting too. So one of my very good friends, we voice note pretty much constantly. And this was before we'd met in person too. And I remember that we went to a meetup, and that was where we first met in person. And she was sitting next to me for lunch, and I'd be talking to someone else, and then I'd hear her voice and be like, oh, that's right. Like, she's not just some voice in my phone anymore. She's a real person.
She's right there.
You're a real girl.
And now we
Yeah.
see each other all the time, so it's like normal now. But when she, yeah,
I love that little jump scare. Like, oh shit, you exist. You're
Yeah.
not a voice in my
Yeah.
phone anymore. You actually exist. It was nice getting to meet Anne in person. Like when we did.
Yeah, when we just like crashed your brunch date.
Because it turns out I had that my friend that I was having brunch with is also friends with one of our book friends, and was staying with her, and heard Erin in the background go, "Can we gate crash?" And I'm like, "Do it."
Yeah. So we gate crashed brunch.
It was great.
And then we gate crashed that group's photos while we were
It
leaving.
was so fun. One, we were extremely tipsy because we had been having many mimosas.
Bottomless brunch.
We made friends with the waiter, the guy that was the server. He was so cool. Shout out to Nico. As we were leaving, there was a bunch of people, and Kat and Erin offered to take photos, and then they said, you guys need to be in the photos. So we ended up in, so now we're just randomly in some group's photos. We have no idea what was happening, what they were celebrating. Could have been a funeral for all we know. I don't think it was.
No.
But it was a great, and then we went to karaoke.
And then we went into drunk karaoke, which was also fun.
And this is my first time doing karaoke too.
Same.
It was so. I was like, I could actually do karaoke like this again, as long as the music is really fucking loud and I'm not.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was great. What a great
so
bonding
fun.
experience,
Right? Do you have a dream author you'd love to collaborate with?
Now this one's hard because I don't think I could collaborate with anybody.
Oh, fair.
For one, I'm a total control freak, and for two, I can't plot a single thing. And I just don't know how that would work. And because like I'm purely in for the ride, I just don't know how it could possibly work. Like even like they do anthologies for like Ages of Pages and things like that, and I'm like, I don't know that I could do one, because if the character doesn't turn up and tell me the story, I can't, like,
Can't force it.
Yeah, I can't turn it on and off. Just they turn up and be like, hey, it's my turn now.
I love that.
Which, for writing Wildflower Ridge has been a bit of a different story, because I do have to know who everybody is going into it, and like what their story is going to be, so that I can obviously thread it through. But yeah, at this point, I don't think I could do it. I would just be somebody's nightmare.
Hey, look, we all need to. Why be someone's dream when you can be a nightmare?
Exactly.
Menace to society. Chaos.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't
Fair.
know.
Look, I understand that, but the whole like being a little bit of control. I understand that one completely, because it's just like I don't want to think this is mine. Like I can.
Yeah.
Why am I an indie author?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
True.
Completely valid.
Yeah. Got to be in control of everything.
We hear you. We understand.
100%.
What's next?
Ooh. Finishing book 4. Writing book 5 and trying not to have a public meltdown about it. And then, hang on. Hopefully you can actually read this. But there is notes on this big pad
Ooh.
for the next series.
Oh, that's exciting.
It's not cool in like murderboardy with red string, but
Not yet.
I've done it in table format this time because I was trying to be slightly more structured. Oh yeah.
That's so exciting. Hey, you've got a reader for life here. I'll read anything you write.
I'm
Well, yeah, now I've read book 1. I'm ready to go into book 2 immediately.
just roll through. Yeah, and so that series, you guys are getting like the scoop here.
We are.
Very few people know this, but that series spins off Wildflower Ridge. You've met people who will be in those books.
Oh, that's cool. I love that.
That is so good.
My entire universe is all going to be. And so
Goosebumps.
I'm going to bring it back to Saxon James again. My friend was like, "How much are you going to talk about Saxon?" And I'm like, "Probably the entire thing." Every one of her books ties into this entire universe. Like,
Yeah.
whether it's a friend or a sibling or, like a I don't know. But everything connects. And the way you can just go into like any series and they connect to everything else in the universe. And
adding Saxon James to our TBRs as you
Just if you hear the clickety clack of typing, that's what we're doing.
I got Abby onto them last week and she's read like 7 or 8 of them.
That's yes. Okay, yes. She read like 4 last week or something.
She's a little powerhouse. She just nyom.
Well, I mean, she isn't just lying in bed recovering from surgery.
This is true.
Really not. I'm like,
true.
oh, because I had a hysterectomy, so it was like this time last year, and I was like, I lay in bed and did nothing for 6 weeks.
Look, after I broke my ankle last year, 2.5 months off work. I think I read maybe like 2 or 3 books because I could not.
What were you doing?
I was doing my cross stitch because physically doing something with my hands took my mind off the pain and the fact that I couldn't look after, I couldn't be at home, I couldn't do anything for myself because I was in a fucking huge ass cast.
Yeah, fair.
I listened to a lot of audiobooks. I remember like lying in hospital, just like with my earbuds in, just listening to Saxon James audiobooks. She got me illness, okay. And then I like redid all of my like publishing business admin while I was lying in bed.
That's probably a good thing to do, eh? Like, it's the only time you're probably ever going to have that time to sit down and do it.
And then I played a lot of Farmville.
Research! Research for the books!
Different kind of farm, I think. But my kids would come over and school every day and be like, "What new animal did you get today?" I literally did nothing for 6 whole weeks. So I just lay there. It's the only rest I've had in my life.
Yeah, no, being post-op, I mean, that's what else are you supposed to do? That's the brain stops working. Where's my cow? Let me show you my cow.
Okay. Oh!
Cross-stitch cow.
You're so cute!
Yeah, no, I don't have an actual cow in my house.
It's like, what are we doing here? We're going to bring out something stuffed, to be fair.
Look, I don't have a stuffed cow. That needs to be rectified. I have a giraffe.
I have a lamb.
I have Elmo. We won't show Elmo because he has traumatized many people. He is 27 years old this year. He has been through some shit, and it looks like he's been through some shit. But yeah, so this is what I started working on when I broke my ankle, was my cow.
Yeah.
And I've just recently picked it back up again. Thanks, depression.
I started a cross-stitch baby blanket 20 years ago. And I was like, I'll finish this for one day when I have kids. And it's like all these jungle animals. Right. And it's very cute. And I got halfway through the elephant and I'm like, maybe my great grandchildren.
It'll happen. It'll happen.
Not even grandchildren at this point, but great grandchildren.
Yeah. I've just gone through, like, had a year of not being able to focus on my cross stitch. I just didn't want to. I was just like kind of a little bit trauma around because I'm like, this is what I spent most of my time doing, being in so much pain and just unhappy. And then now I've gone to being depressed again. Now all I want to do is that. So
Yeah,
just
fair.
like, stabbing.
It's good to do something, like having something that you're like forced to sit down and
You
do.
actually have to focus on it, and it's actually something
it doesn't let your brain just wander.
You can see it happen, like you can see it coming together. Yeah.
No, so it's very therapeutic. I put on How I Met Your Mother, something from cross stitch, and I was like, life is good. I can hope I fixate on this.
Alrighty, so that is all of our questions. But before we finish, if you are aware of what we do at the end of our podcast, we like to talk about a spark of joy, that something that we has made us happy this week, and then we also like to plug something of the week. Our plug of the week can be anything as random as jelly snakes to something profound. We have a very big range here. So, Bree, what's your spark of joy this week?
My spark of joy this week, I have to say, was actually, I went to the zoo on Sunday last week with my friends, and it was the best time. They've got a dino track at Auckland Zoo, and my friend, he works on the dino track, so he took us, he was like, we got to the dino track, and he gave us the spiel, like, with the dinosaurs, and my favourite part about that was there's a dinosaur called a Megasaurus, and he said, this is the Megasaurus. I'm like, is this the dinosaur that you go to get your butt kicked? Because then you get a Megasaurus. And he just kind of stood there, looked at me and went, okay, thus ends the tour. I'm calling security. I'm like, that's actually such a valid reaction. Like, but I couldn't help it. But I love the zoo. I haven't been in quite a few years, and it was like my favorite, looking at the otters and the giraffes. I love giraffes.
I love the zoo.
It was just so nice to get out of the house and be with my friends and make shitty puns about random things, especially the Megasaurus, and just have really good quality time. So that was definitely my spark of joy for the past week. That has definitely helped me get through the last couple of weeks. So it's been my little boing. And what's your spark of joy?
It's also been a rough couple of weeks for me, and we've said it before, but this podcast is truly the biggest spark of joy for me. It gets me through the weeks, and we haven't been recording for the past couple of weeks just because everything has just been too much for both of us. But being back here today has just kind of filled my cup again, because I've literally just been lying flat on the floor for like 3 days because I hurt my back. So being here is just a really big spark for me. What about you, Elle? Or Lynda?
I feel like I thought about this the other day and was like, I know exactly what it's going to be. And now I'm sitting here, I'm like, do I have any joy in my life at all?
What do I do every day?
No, mine is just, I have this book coming out. I don't actually know when this podcast is going out, but for me, the book is going out next week.
What date is it coming out?
The 6th of August.
Which is the day that this episode is actually being published.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
Like that was planned. Like that was planned.
Meant to be.
Meant to be. Yeah, and just like the reception of it and getting to send the pre-orders out, and like, because everyone's been getting them and posting photos of them and, like, you know, little unboxing, and it's so nice. It's like, yeah.
You did the damn thing.
You did it.
The thing.
Excellent.
Alrighty, and moving into our plug of the week. What's your plug of the week, Bree?
Well, I'm gonna have to plug Wildflower Ridge, all the books. It has to be done. I fucking love, I love a good, oh, look at them, they're so pretty.
There we go. They're all so pretty. Oh my god, I need copies.
Yeah,
I need to buy copies.
I need physical copies.
Yeah.
They're just such a little. I just read them and I feel happy and I go,
Mhm.
yes. And then, like I said before, I love when there's little bits of kiwi put in there, and I'm like, hey, nice.
It's always good.
And I'm like, I just want all the Americans to read it and not understand. What does year 9?
They don't call a wing mirror a wing mirror.
What do they call it?
A side mirror? Or something. I don't know. But someone messaged me and was like, how cute that you call it a wing mirror.
I'm gonna cross-reference. I'm gonna cross-check this with Ben. I'll be like, do you call it a wing mirror? It's like, hang on.
Might just be in her part of the world.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Wait.
And I was like, I thought everybody called it a wing mirror.
It's just so funny, like something that's so that you use every day, and then you say it, and someone's like, "What?"
Wait,
Yeah.
I'm sending him the message now, or a side. I need this is a we have.
We'll get the answer.
Yeah.
What's
your plug, Anne?
Ibuprofen.
Hell yeah.
A lot of anti-inflammatories have been taken this week to try and deal with this back. So if you have any niggly pains, I definitely recommend using ibuprofen. What's your plug, Elle?
Paracetamol and heat packs.
Yes.
Yes, heat pack. My plug of the week is I don't know how to say it, but getting out of the Bookstagram group chat and into the real world.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Last Saturday, I went to a meetup. I think there was 24 people there, and all book lovers, and we just ate food and talked about books, and then talked about random stuff, and it's just we were talking about ages of pages, just that feeling of being with people that are your people.
Yeah, I love that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, make those plans outside the group chat.
Yeah, actually let them leave the group chat. That's always a great idea.
Yeah. Alrighty. Are we waiting on Ben to reply, or
little shit that hasn't even seen the message yet?
Right.
So,
alrighty.
Ben, I say
fuck you.
I love you.
How dare you?
I need answers. I need to know things. And a prompt. No, it's fine. I don't know. Yeah. I'll let you guys know what he says.
Perfect. Alrighty. Thank you so much for listening to this podcast. Massive thank you to Lynda/Elle for joining us today and giving us great insight into her writing life and everything in between. If you liked this video/podcast, make sure to subscribe and follow us on our Instagram at Broke Book Girls Podcast and on TikTok, because we are on TikTok now. And where can we find you, Elle?
So for Elle Ashwell, you can find me on Instagram, TikTok. Is that all the places I am? At Elle Ashwell Author. For Lynda Tomalin, it's Lynda Tomalin Author. And I'm on Instagram. There, I'm mostly active on Instagram. I also have a website and do sell direct copies. And that is LyndaTomalinAuthor.com or ElleAshwellAuthor.com.
Amazing. Make sure you can follow me on Runaway Irish Girl on everywhere you can search me up, basically. And where can they find you, Bree?
You can find me at Cheese and Reads on Instagram. I'm on TikTok. I don't post anything on there, but I accept reels and memes because I like to laugh and doom scroll, apparently.
So, thank you for watching, and we will see you next week, every Wednesday at 10 a.m. Bye!